29962.
This, for those of you listening, is a 2007 Pontiac G6 GT.
And you didn't notice the most important part about this car.
That it's smashed in the front? The whale tail?
No.
What am I? It's red?
No.
Tan interior?
No.
It's a coupe?
No, it's not a coupe. It's a convertible.
Oh, it's a convertible.
It's a hardtop convertible.
It's a hardtop. What happened here?
I don't know. I think it caught on fire. Like the top motor caught on fire.
So it might not be a hardtop convertible anymore.
It may just be a permanent hardtop.
It might be a hardtop coupe. Wow.
You get a notification once a day that says, okay, be real. And you take a picture of whatever you're doing. You have a 2-minute window. And you have 2 minutes to take a picture of whatever you're doing. And it takes a picture from both ways. So whatever you're doing, it uses both cameras. So you have a picture of you and then a picture of what you're doing. Technically, you don't have to do it in the 2-minute window, but then it's like a late be real. And it's like, well, what's even the point of doing it? Because you can still post later in the day. So I understand it. And there are no likes. There are no comments. But you can have followers or you can have friends or whatever. I don't know if it works like Facebook, but they can only react with another picture. They can't like comment. So they can send a picture of their reaction. So like if you do something that's like, I don't know, you're at the Queen's funeral or something and you post that you're there, they can be like they can send like a surprise selfie and react that way. No, I'm good. Are you recording?
Yep.
Oh.
Do they pick the time?
Be Real picks the time.
And is it the same time every day?
Yes. No, it's a different time every day, but it's a different time. The way I understand it, and I don't have it. I think we should download it. Yeah, we should download it.
We're getting it right now.
Your flashlight's on, boomer. But the way I understand it is, Be Real. It's different every day, but it's the same time for everyone. Is kind of the way I understand it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are we downloading Be Real?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to episode 38 of the Daily Motor Podcast. Chris and I will be joining Be Real.
5 stars out of 200.
Can we join it as...
This is the newest social media, dude. I'm telling you.
Can we do it as Daily Motor?
You can.
Like our...
We don't both need to have
our brand starting to do Be Real? Because think about how cool that would be if all of a sudden you're driving a cool car like we usually are, and we get Be Realed, and then we can be like happy face or like... And it'll show it'll show the wheel at the same time. And then we'll get into an accident because we're holding our phone up.
Within 2 minutes, capture and share what you're doing. All your friends post at the exact same time. Yeah, okay, so it's the same time for everybody. Comment. Oh, you can comment, actually. Comment and react. I don't think you used to be able to comment, but I guess you can now. But you can send a reaction. Get started. Your name.
Doing a fake name? Oh, okay.
I'm just doing Topher. It recommends Topher drives. That's funny. I'm going to capitalize it, though. I'm going to be anti-Gen Z.
Wow. It's a big move for you.
Thank you.
Also, we're recording with the doors open today. It feels very nature-y. A nice sound.
It is the beginning of fall. For one day. For one day, because it's going to be like 85 degrees all week. But today it's going to be 70.
My name be. So you're doing like a username? You did Topher?
Well, it just asked what my name was. So I assume the username comes next. I'm putting my birthday in.
But you tell me first.
Okay, well, you got to put your phone number in too. So we definitely can't both be Daily Motor. I guess unless I logged into yours.
Yeah, can you be logged into Be Real in 2 different accounts? Or 2 different phones? That would be interesting.
Maybe.
Probably
are you gonna be Charlie or are you gonna be Daily Motor?
I think I'll be Charlie. I'm waiting to see though if you have a.
Enter the code we sent. Okay, it's sending me a
username.
Code. Nobody look at my code.
The Daily Motor Podcast, sponsored by Be Real.
Verifying you're not a
Daily Motor top tip: if you're a robot, don't use Be Real. So we have some La Croix going, as you can hear.
Excuse me. Oh, create your username. I hope my.
Okay. So I should do Charlie for my name.
Oh, you can change your username as well.
When is your birthday? You guys like to know.
Oh my God. So.
What's up?
Oh, okay. It's not as many as I thought. I was gonna say, look at all my people that are.
Oh, like like it's showing you people you should already know.
I guess it isn't that many. It's 1, 2, 3, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 31 contacts that are in my phone have B-Real. So that's actually not that many.
You have
I have
31?
like hundreds of contacts.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26,
I'm gonna
27,
kill you
28,
if it's more
29,
than
30, 31, 32,
No!
33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, including you.
You have 40?
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm more Gen Z than you, Mr. Chris.
Charlie's more of a Gen Z than me. That's funny. All right, well, should we add some of our people?
I don't think I want to add any of these people.
I want to add some of my people.
Oh, Mike Levine, PR manager for Ford, is on here. Should we add him? He would really appreciate our P Reels. You are wearing a Ford Racing sweatshirt today. So,
Oh yeah, Mike. This is just for you because we knew we were going to talk about you.
Ooh, Kanal, I'll add him. He might listen to the podcast.
Both of my ex-girlfriends are on here.
Yeah,
both of them.
A significant amount. Both. All two.
All two of my ex-girlfriends are on here.
Significant amount of my ex-girlfriends and relations.
Boy Crawford's on here. David.
Connor Hoffman, PR person for Toyota. That's good. All right. Okay. Well, we're gonna continue. When to post on Be Real? The only way to know when to post. Oh, we need
notifications on.
Notifications. Yeah. Oh, that's how it's. I thought it was already doing it.
So, okay.
This is gonna be fun. This is Chris and I being on the bleeding edge, early adopters to social media. So don't call us boomers.
No.
Take your tap to take your first Be Real. It will only be visible to your friends. So is it gonna do both cameras?
Yeah. Wait. Let's do it at the same time. That was
Okay.
close, Topher. Let's try again.
See, boomers don't know how to set up notifications on their apps.
Hit it as you're drinking LaCroix.
No. This looks dumb with us both having our phones up.
Do you want to go out to one of the cars?
No. We should do it podcasting, but just like do your phone a little lower, I guess. Yeah.
But it's gonna have me in here too. Did you take yours?
Maybe we should do it to the camera. Whatever. My friends only. Airport industrial. Can we change the location to be like DMHQ? Discovery shared with everyone on Be Real. Ooh.
Oh.
There's a Be Real discovery. We don't have any cool. We have the Bronco Raptor.
You have a minute to go use the.
I only have
Bronco
38
Raptor.
seconds.
I have a minute.
Are you doing it? Oh, I can't change it either. Oh, can I? Can. Okay. I forgot. I apologize. I forgot we've been recording the podcast. I've been sitting here silently checking out the Be Real.
What do you think? So what do you do when you get to this point?
What does it say?
Add a caption.
I think.
Wrap.
That's the home screen. That's like the Be Real home screen. Because you can go over to Discovery, you see, and you can see other people's Be Reals.
Can I? Oh, I want to put a full name.
I think if you refresh or something, you'll see. Oh, we need to. Did we add each other? We didn't.
No, we need to.
Here you go. I just added you.
Daily Motor sent you a friend request. What should my bio be?
Oh, you can do a bio.
Should we take people on Facebook Marketplace? Yes. Just put yes.
You do have a bio.
Do I have a bio? Yes, I do. Can you read it? No.
Bio. Drive.
Mm-hmm.
You need a Topher Drives tagline.
I know.
Fun. Whoever came up with this is a good idea.
They're rich now.
Well, not yet, but they will be.
What do you mean they're not yet?
It's new. I didn't know about this. Clearly, it wasn't very big.
We should get the Topher on here. Go to work when he's doing his 3 a.m. BRZ drives.
This is gonna be my profile picture.
I'm obsessed with that. I love that. Thank you.
Cool. All right, so everyone.
This is going to motivate me to fix my jawline and start working out because now my picture is going to be on here every day.
How do you fix your jawline?
By working out, doing
it. Headbanging. That's how you fix
No, really,
it.
it's like...
I think you just grow a beard.
I can't.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Yeah. Did you add me as a friend now?
No, I'm still working
Do that
on
so
my...
I can see your Be Real.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Let me get myself together here, man.
Well, if you want to add us on Be Real, I am Daily Motor.
I am Topher Brower.
Topher Brower. Okay. Any space? Did you do a space?
No, it's just Topher Brower, all one word. Do I have any photos of myself I can use as a profile picture?
Next week is going to be a boring week. Actually, it might be a fun week at Daily Motor. I don't know. But we're not going to have any cars. Car and drivers hogging all the cars with their 10 best tests.
We have no cars this week, everyone. That's why we're doing Be Real. And Charlie, I have like 5 Copart lots to show you.
Oh, boy. It's going to be exciting.
I literally purposely last night, I stayed up till 2 a.m. because I was like, well, we don't have any cars this week, so we're going to have to fill the podcast with something.
That is dedication right there, folks. That is commitment to the game, and I respect.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put Emily as my profile picture.
Once Chris discovers his profile photo for Be Real, we can tell you about our experience with the cars that we've had for the last week.
What about one of me eating ice cream at the ice cream museum? Licking the ice cream hot dog.
What flavor is it?
What flavor this one was? It has to download from iCloud because you know what that is. That's a very like Gen Z, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I was going to say it looks a little gay, but...
Good. Because the ice... Do you think ice cream is...
It's less the ice cream and more just the pink, I think. The pink and the ice cream, I guess. But it's not the fact that it's ice cream.
Everyone. Charlie's making me pick a different picture.
But no, you didn't let me finish my sentence. I was going to say it looks a little gay, but for Gen Z, that's okay. Seriously, if you saw a boomer doing that, you'd be like, that's a gay boomer.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah. But for you see a Gen Z doing that, you're just like, that's just standard.
That's like base model Gen Z.
Yeah. Base model Gen Z. You're an SE trim.
How about this one of me sniffing wine?
Do that. That's better. That's a very heterosexual
That's a good one.
Gen Z. Yeah.
That's
I forgot to put the liquid death in front of the camera.
No, they don't sponsor anybody. They don't sponsor people that aren't athletes. So no, they don't. My friend who's a drag racer.
Yeah.
Who's like
Allie, right?
like Autumn. It's very well known, actually. And they were like, we're not sponsoring any automotive things at this time. So,
which is weird because you'd think they'd want to encourage drinking water.
Yes.
And not alcohol as an automotive sponsor.
Yeah. So if you're Machine Gun Kelly and you're listening, sponsor more automotive things with Liquid Death.
Does he own Liquid Death?
No, partially.
That makes me less interested.
You're just
in Liquid
witnessing
Death.
Charlie's never going to drink another Liquid Death.
Yeah. I don't like Machine Gun Kelly. You know why? Because I like, who's the other Cleveland rapper? Or is that Machine Gun?
News God.
News God. Maybe I am thinking of
my bio is I put a camera on my face and drive cars. I mean,
that's the same
that's
bio as you use for other things, right?
No, it's not.
Is that Chris? I think Chris has the same bio in
Trader Joe's is out of crunchy curls.
This podcast has already gone off the rails.
Emily is at Trader Joe's right now, and she's getting me crunchy curls. And, well, actually, she's not because they don't have any. This stayed in the back of the Hummer.
Did I tell you that Trader Joe's gives me anxiety?
Well, the parking lot does. It's on purpose. Is the parking lot what gives you anxiety?
No, I walked in there once, and nothing made sense to me, so I left.
Do I have to save this? Oh, no, I don't. It just saves.
Can we get to the cars?
Yes. Wait, why did... Nothing made sense to you in the way the store was set up? I mean, everything is their own brand.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when I first went into a Trader Joe's. I thought it was just like a Whole Foodsy sort of thing.
No, so it gave you anxiety?
And I left. I've never been back.
We should go back together and we'll live stream it.
A live stream? Okay. All right, that'll be the next Daily Motor live stream. You'll be expecting to see the Bronco Raptor, and instead you'll see the interior of the Ann Arbor Trader Joe's. Ugh.
This looks like it's all high schoolers on the Discover page.
Of course.
Oh, there's someone in the military.
You're gonna see people and you're gonna be like, are they of age? I don't know if I should be enjoying this post. That's how I feel on Instagram.
This girl has. Well, we just won't say.
This week at Daily Motor headquarters, we drove a lot of fun cars.
We did. We drove 3 cars this week.
Plus the Hyundai event.
We drove
Many cars.
6. Because we drove 4. Well, I guess
I
we
think it
count
was
both
6,
Palisades. 7.
Yep.
7.
Starting at the beginning of last week, we wrapped up our time with the Mustang Mach-1. We already kind of recapped that in last week's podcast.
Yeah, we talked about the Mach 1, yeah?
Yeah. Amos quite liked it. I was, whatever. It's just a Mustang to me.
I
It's
liked-
a cool-looking Mustang.
I liked the Mach 1, but it's very, late. It's like a lazy car.
Yeah.
It doesn't snarl and go up to speed like a Blackwing or a Camaro. It's
Yep.
very just like...
Yeah. And you get beat by A8s. So.
That's how many cars we drove this week.
Thank you for that. Then on last Monday, we got the Infiniti Q60 Red Sport all-wheel drive, a car that
Yes.
is boring if you try to look at it as a sports car, but if you look at it as a grand touring car, not bad. A little numb.
Yeah, well,
But it's good in that way.
Our conclusion was, well, for one, it's a car for mostly... You okay? It's a car for mostly non-car people and somebody's old aunt.
Somebody's aunt, yes. If you're an aunt, consider an Infiniti Q60.
Yes.
And if you're a sporty aunt, consider the Red Sport. Or don't, because they're not making them anymore, we think.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you have to buy a used one unless you get one like now.
Old stock.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the least informed we've ever gone into a car review.
I still don't know anything about it.
No.
I couldn't tell you what size the engine is, how many speeds the transmission has, how much power, torque it has. I couldn't tell you how much it costs. I don't know what color it is. I don't know anything about it.
The good thing
There's
is
no
none
Monroney.
of that matters.
Is there a Monroney in it?
No.
No. So no.
None of that matters. You just have to know that it's a car, and it's got 2 doors, and a decent Bose sound system. Actually, quite a good Bose sound system.
Bose Performance Series.
It was a performance series. Yeah. Boy, this is...
I'm allergic to something in here too.
Yeah. Maybe it's D's.
Oh, probably because the door's open.
D's nuts. These honey and dry roasted nuts.
Those are
salted
good
with sea
peanuts.
salt.
Those are good peanuts.
I think it's hard to screw up peanuts. They all come from the same ground.
Don't do that. Shit's gonna go everywhere.
Is Kroger sponsoring us?
Yeah. No, they're not. They're hiding behind All Brand.
Yeah. Kellogg's. Want that
Okay, so anything else to say about the Infiniti?
Not really.
So-
It looks pretty.
Additionally, I spent a lot of time in the Hyundai Ioniq 5.
Yeah, your second Hyundai in a row. 3. You've been a lot
It's
of
been a
Hyundais
Hyundai week.
month.
The
Kona N.
Oh, the Kona N.
Yeah.
September is the month of the Hyundai.
The month of the Hyundai. Yeah, cool car.
I drove the Ioniq 5 like 500 miles. I drove it to Chicago and back.
That's why they call it the Ioniq 5, because you drove it
500 miles.
Yeah.
Charged it 3 times on the way at Electrify America stations, all of which were free, so that was cool. The whole electric car road trip experience was so much better than I thought it was going to be. In fact, I recorded a video on it, and it won't be out yet when you watch this, but it'll probably be out in a few weeks, and you'll be able to see my whole experience.
I like to think that it was the evening, you were starting off, you were kind of excited to be going on a road trip, but also kind of like, I'm going to do all this drive. Okay, let's see what happens. And then you got out onto the highway and you're driving along and you're like, wow, this is very quiet and comfortable and the driving assist is great. This is nice. And then you were watching your percentage. You're like, oh, wow, it's holding up pretty well. And then you got to the charger and you were able to just plug right in.
And it was free.
And you're like, huh.
And then
it went from 38 to 50 within 2 minutes. And you messaged me and you're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then everything after that, you were just like, wow, anyone should do this.
Yes. No. Okay. So you no longer need to watch the video because Charlie just completely spoiled it. Yeah. I just recorded my first day. I ended the video in the dark on the highway.
Okay.
But I figured the second day would have just been exactly so.
Coming back.
Yeah. So yeah, but you'll see the first 250 miles. I recorded, probably 5 or 6 different times. So
we're all about keeping it raw here at Daily Motor.
Unless you're zooming,
yeah. No, practice safe zooming. We should get some raw juices and keep them around here.
Should actually.
Maybe once we start rolling in the big bucks, we can get some raw juices.
0 calorie sweetener Or sodium equals innocent.
I should
All right.
my LaCroix in frame here since they are sponsors.
Could you imagine how sick it would be if LaCroix sponsored us?
Oh my gosh.
I would lose my mind.
That'd be like my favorite sponsor.
That's how you know you're like thriving as a YouTube channel.
If LaCroix wants to sponsor
sponsors
you.
you.
Are they their own brand? Have they been bought by anything yet?
Can I hit them up?
LaCroix. No, LaCroix Beverages Incorporated. They are their own company. We should hit them up. Oh, they're out of California. Do we talk shit about California?
No, never. Never.
Cool.
Okay, so the Ioniq 5, there were some weird things with it, and I'll let Charlie go over that because he's more passionate about them than me. Go.
It makes too many noises. It's always beeping at you. It beeps if you don't change lanes just the right way. It beeps if you cross over any sort of line, even just subtly. It beeps if you don't put your foot on the brake when you try to go into reverse. When else does it beep? It beeps when you...
Talk about the changing lanes.
Yep, talk about that.
In reverse.
Yep. It also, it makes a lot of just so many stupid noises. That was one of my least favorite things about the Tesla is how much it beeped.
It's like dial up.
Yeah. That's pretty much the sound the Ion makes. It also makes the humming sound as you drive away, which Chris says he doesn't mind, but he's wrong.
I don't mind any of the beeps because it doesn't make any other noise, does it? But I guess that's your point, is that it should just be silent.
Yeah. Like, that's why kudos to Ford on the F-150 Lightning. That car was so quiet and so innocuous. And
Yeah, you just have to listen to the shifter folding and moving in any sort of way.
Yeah, and
you touch the shifter, it's the loudest thing in the entire world.
Yeah, you just have to try to not shift, which is difficult. Yep. Other annoyances with the Ioniq 5, one pedal driving has to be enabled every time you shift into drive. Or go from every time you start the car and go into drive, or if you go into reverse and then back to drive, you have to turn it back on. Chris and I both agree that in reverse, the fact that one pedal driving doesn't work is unsafe because you're used to, once you drive the car around a lot and drive, you're used to just releasing your foot from the accelerator pedal and the car coming to a stop. Doesn't happen in reverse, therefore you back into your garage door.
I almost did. I almost crashed.
Yes. Then when you shift back to drive, you're expecting that you're going to leave the parking lot, come up to the stop sign as you are about to pull into traffic, and the car will stop for you. But no, because one pedal driving's been disabled.
You rear end the car in front of you.
Exactly. And then to re-enable it, you have to use the paddle and listen to a beep. Beep, beep. Yep. So the Ioniq 5 is an excellent electric car. It's only a decent car. It's got a lot of space.
Yeah.
However, it's a very open concept front area. And because of that, there's not a lot of storage for things. There's a lot of open storage kind of down below you in this center console area, but it's all visible, which means if you're
it's not usable if you're parking.
Yeah, if you're parking somewhere and you don't want your GoPro to
unless
be
you're filling it
open,
with hats or
cheap hats or styrofoam packing
cardboard.
Dodge Avenger keys.
Dodge Avenger keys.
Things that no one wants.
The entire state of Ohio.
Fit in there. Yeah. And it's a flat floor entirely open in between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, which looks like it'd be cool. And when I first brought it up to Alyssa, when I first saw the Ioniq 5 almost a year ago, I was like, hey, isn't this great? You can set your purse right here. But she said, yeah, but then as soon as I take a corner, my purse is going to slide right under the pedal and it's never going to stay in one place.
It'd be a hazard.
Yeah, very much a hazard. Side note, hazard, I filmed one video in flip-flops in like the last 2 years, just put it up live over the weekend, and someone had a snarky comment about it.
What video did you film in flip-flops?
It was a fuel test on something. It was like, I had to shoot it like late on a weekend or something like that, and I couldn't be bothered to put socks on. So I shot it in my flip-flops, which is something I use. Oh, I think it was the UX fuel test.
God forbid you drive a Lexus UX in flip-flops.
That's what I thought. It's like, gosh, I'm not.
It's not like it's like a manual something that matters.
And I quote, what kind of road test, which first of all, not a road test, the fuel economy test. What kind of road test involves a driver who wears flip-flops? And your early turns involved the quote, palms up driving technique on the steering wheel. Drive like a man.
Oh, had to throw that in at the end.
I was told to drive like a man because my early turns involved the palms up.
What does that mean?
The only thing I can think maybe is like where you shuffle kind of underneath.
Oh, driving like this?
And to be fair, the main reason I do that, which of course this mouth breather would never understand, is because we have a GoPro on our face that loves to overheat. So I'm trying to allow the air to come, because if you hold your hands right here, it blocks the air.
Blocks the air.
I often drive like this to try to get the air to come up onto my face. So of course I pinned his comment up at the top of the page.
Oh, good. We love pins of shame.
Drive like a man, and he capitalized the M on man, and then exclamation point at the end. Who hurt you, William Hurst? Maybe
let's send William Long out on William
maybe
Hurst.
It's William Long's alter ego.
No, he would never.
He would never tell me to drive like a man and criticize my flip flops. Bastard. Anyway, Ioniq 5. Yeah, I would love to have an Ioniq 5, but I can't. That's because I live in the state of Michigan.
You can't buy it.
Hyundai,
you can't have an Ioniq 5.
Nope. So I guess I'd have to have an EV6. So Daily Motor top tip, if you live in one of the 20-some states that...
That's a new one.
Those are puffins. Are they penguins or puffins?
No, those are puffins.
Yeah. Also a good cereal. Have you ever had puffins?
No.
I'll bring some in for you since you're
Kellogg's?
enjoying your all brand.
Well, this is a prop.
If it's a prop, we should at least...
expired.
We should... Is it? What? There's no way it's expired.
Oh, 2023.
Yeah.
I read that as June of 22. Okay, it's not expired.
I wouldn't buy you expired all brand. Yeah. No, I like the looks of the Ioniq 5. I think it looks
I love
awesome.
the looks. Yeah, it's
Very
so cool.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Oh, sound system was surprisingly okay. It's only an 8-speaker system.
8 speakers.
8 speakers, but sounded pretty good for
Hyundai
speakers.
and Kia systems never have any power. You got to really crank them if you want to hear them.
Yeah. Which will transition us into the third car we drove this week, the facelifted 2023 LCI Lifecycle Impulse Hyundai Palisade. Actually,
XRT and calligraphy.
Yep, it looks kind of cool. They sort of integrated the grille into the turn signals, technically it's the turn signals into the grille. So when the turn signals are not flashing, it looks like it's just part of the grille, but then turn signals light them up.
They sound just like that too.
Yep. The interior is quite nice. The first one we drove was only $43,000, which for
3-row
a
SUV.
proper 3-row SUV.
Heated, every seat heated except the middle back seat one, but 6 of the 7 seats are heated.
Yeah, you can get that car with 8 seats, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Double bench. Mm-hmm. The XRT model has no actual off-roading abilities compared to the other ones, but it does have some extra cladding.
Different cladding.
It's not extra, it's just
I
different.
think it's just different.
Even the stuff along the bottom of the doors.
That might be extra.
Yeah, okay.
That's probably extra.
And we drove the Batman edition. It was entirely murdered
out as a Batmobile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I liked that car.
We drove it for a few hours.
It was a fine car, but same sort of thing with the sound system. No power. Even in the calligraphy, it had no power at all.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that.
The calligraphy model is beautiful. It costs an extra $10,000. I don't think it's really worth it. It doesn't
feel that much different.
It doesn't feel like a luxury car. It just feels like a very, very nice mid-range, commonplace car.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah. But I think some people start to get confused and be like, oh, it's a luxury car. It's not. It isn't.
It isn't.
Genesis needs to come out with a GV90 3-row.
Can you get a third row in the GV80? No.
I think it's
GV80 is pretty big.
It is. Maybe you can because the X5 BMW can get a third row in.
Yeah. Perhaps. But yeah, I mean, Palisade, fine car. Was there anything
that we've established that with the refreshes, the Palisade now looks better than the Telluride because
Telluride
lost
the Telluride looks worse. Yeah, I don't know why they made the Telluride look worse, but the Palisade looks better.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the calligraphy because they did a really nice job with materials, use of materials, and the overall lightness feel. And the headliner was Alcantara.
It has a very nice
and
feeling.
The visors were Alcantara. Yeah, there was some nice materials in that car.
I think they did a good job.
But it still had the white face gauges. So
yes, we've talked
and
about
we told Hyundai that they need to stop making those. So when the 2024s come out, you can thank us for that because we told, who was he? I remember his name. I don't know if you want me to say it, but I don't know if...
Oh, yeah, say his name.
Jonas. His name was Jonas.
He was the product planner for Hyundai.
Yeah.
Or for Palisade.
Super nice guy.
Yeah,
but,
Jonas. So if the 24 Palisade has an option to be in normal or smart drive modes with dark gauges...
That was us.
You can thank us.
Specifically Charlie, because he's the one that went up to Jonas, and he wrote it down, so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. What
You're
he probably
welcome.
wrote down was like, asshole told me to change.
Douchebag
gears.
journalist. Don't invite him back. This is what he wrote down.
Yep. Oh, he was cool. While we were at the Hyundai event, we drove
Two sub cars because we wanted to drive the Palisade, but I was most excited to drive the Venue.
It's no longer called the Denim Edition.
It was a car.
Was it limited now?
Yeah, but it still had all the denim.
It looked cool.
Things.
White
It had,
roof, blue paint, bluish interior.
Yeah, it's a denimish car. It was decent, you know. It was like 24 grand. It had a decent feeling interior. It had a leather steering wheel. It had other things.
Heated seats, automatic climate control.
Heated seats. Yeah, no, it was a good little car. It was an IVT, which Charlie tried to explain to me, but I don't.
It's a CVT
understand
with a
it.
chain rather than a belt.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it had
so it's not as spongy.
It had that transmission. It's very slow, very loud. Powertrain very loud.
Yeah,
because like no sound deadening. But honestly, for 24 grand, like, I mean, what does it start at? Like 19? It's such a cheap
19
vehicle.
or something, yeah.
Yeah. And the only thing is that the Ford Maverick exists, but you can't buy a Ford Maverick.
Although
So you have to have a Hyundai Venue.
the order books have opened for 23s, so now you can, in theory, buy them again. Mavericks.
My dad's friend ordered a Maverick in November
Of last year.
of last
and he
year.
still hasn't
He
received
still
it.
does not have it.
There is.
So you cannot have a Maverick.
There are a few configurations, I think, like very particular options if you chose those.
He did not choose a hybrid.
I don't think I don't think it has anything to do with powertrain. It's literally weird things like if you chose like the Lariat luxury trim or something like that.
I
like,
believe it's not a Lariat. It's a XLT.
But he probably got the luxury package with
I don't
heated
know.
seats and stuff.
I think he just got it's a XLT. It's a FX4 also with 4K tow.
Does he want to
pretty
just buy
sure.
mine?
Maybe. He might.
40 grand.
Okay. No, he doesn't want to buy it for 40 grand. He's buying it for his wife. He drives a big like diesel truck thing.
2020 still says 22 Ford Maverick.
Yeah, Ford always does that. It'll say 22 into the middle of next year, and then they'll finally update the website.
Wait, let's go. Ford have any 2023s? Ew. Oh, 2023 E-Transit. That's a car I'm excited for. E-Transit.
Isn't that sad? Go down. Performance vehicles. Keep going down.
3 SUVs. Why wouldn't the Mustang be under performance vehicle?
Not like a specialized.
But even an EcoBoost Mustang would be faster than an Edge ST,
The
right?
Edge ST is terrible. I hate that car. The Edge ST is so terrible. The Explorer ST
It's not bad.
Not terrible, actually.
Yeah. Bronco Raptor, very cool. We have one.
Bronco
sitting
Raptor's cool.
Does it actually
I
start at
love the
68?
GT500.
I thought our tester was like 68.
Base model.
I thought it was
Well,
cheaper.
what?
than
How
that.
many options can you even put on that thing?
The stickers are $1,000.
So I guess 3 of those 4 cars aren't bad. I mean, I don't love the Explorer ST, but I didn't hate it. The ride is just shocking.
I could be putting this on the TV for you, but look at cars. It's just the Mustang. The reason they didn't put Mustang under performance is because they needed something to put under car.
They could have put it in 2 places.
Also, cars shouldn't be plural. It should just be car. The one car. All right, anyway, let's go to build a Maverick here. Start your build. I acknowledge that we're never going to be able to get it. So now it starts at 21,000. That's probably before destination. 19,900. Yeah. Yep.
Inflation.
Mm-hmm. Right. I don't want any options on my Maverick. Summary. Wow, destination's $1,500 for them to bring it up from Mexico.
Yeah, I was gonna say it comes from Mexico.
Oh, look, Chris, there's one available in our area. Let's view.
Gonna give our location. Daily Motor HQ.
Spirit Ford has a 22. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the window sticker and it's green, it was a customer ordered truck. If it's blue, it was a dealer ordered truck. It is green. So this is a special order customer order.
Yeah, but it's probably someone that bailed on it.
No, it could be like they're waiting to pick it up.
Or
It would still show an inventory, unfortunately.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah, still not many Mavericks to buy.
Daily Motor top tip. If you want a Ford Maverick,
Buy a Hyundai Venue.
and cut the back of the half the roof off, make a truck bed. And do the same thing.
We also drove the Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid, and I forgot how good of a package that is.
Yeah.
It's nicely sized. It feels tight. It's a cool interior. Not a fan of the name, but if you owned a Ford Edge and you're disappointed that Ford may or may not be canceling the Edge and also hasn't done anything with the Edge in a decade, consider a Hyundai Santa Fe. Same size. You can get a hybrid or a plug-in hybrid or a normal gas. Nice tech. Nice car. Yeah. After all of that, we had the Ford Bronco Raptor.
Still have it for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And it has quite the presence.
It sure does.
I know you and Chris had a ton of fun with it.
We did. We took it to Holly Oaks Off-Road Vehicle Park in Holly, Michigan. I gotta say, this is the type of car that me, being a curmudgeon, would set out to dislike. Can't do it. I like the Bronco Raptor.
I like it too. There was a small part of me that was hoping it would be a little rowdier.
I know what you mean. I get it.
I don't love the 10-speed, though I will say they've gotten the tuning nice on this car. It's very smooth.
Did it pretty well. They got it into some good hands.
Yeah, they did. So the 10-speed, if you tune the 10-speed, good job if you're listening. But
the bar was pretty low, but you raised it. I
still don't love the 10-speed. It's constantly shifting, smoothly though, granted, smoothly shifting. But if that car had a ZF 8-speed, and if it had
any 8-speed, even Ford's 8-speed is better.
Yeah. Debatable. What Ford 8-speed?
The one in the Maverick. And the Bronco Sport. Bronco Sport.
Okay, well, what transmission's in the GT500? Because that's what they should have put in the...
I think it's a specially tuned 10-speed.
I think isn't it a 7-speed dual clutch? That would have been sick in the Raptor.
Right, yeah.
That would be sick in that car. The transmission in the GT500, they could have put that in the Bronco Raptor, and that would have just completely transformed it.
That would have been a bad idea, though, because when you're doing slow speed off-roading, you do not want
You don't want a dual clutch. That's right. Okay, well, then I go back and say, give me the ZF 8-speed that's in the Wrangler 392.
You know what would be really rowdy?
A Wrangler 392.
The 6-speed manual in the Bronco Raptor.
Oh.
Amos and I were out off-roading, and near the end of the day, he goes, would you rather have the Bronco Raptor or that 10-speed, or the 6-speed?
7-speed.
Yeah, you're right. 7-speed Raptor, that Bronco that we had. There's too many names going on.
I know.
And it was a tough thing to answer.
I had more fun in that 7-speed Bronco
Yeah.
than I have had in this Raptor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the suspension is amazing. It was, and I don't use that word lightly. It was really impressive off-road that we were able to hoon that. Chris Amos, despite his very calm, cool, and collected demeanor, is a madman off-road and on the track too. And he got out there, and within 2 minutes, he's and I don't get scared when I'm on track with him, but I was nervous he was going to flip this car off.
Really?
Yeah, because it's such a short wheelbase, and he's two-wheel drive drifting it immediately, and we hadn't gotten an idea. And it's one of those things where you always feel more confident in the driver's seat than you do in the passenger seat. But I'm just sitting there in the passenger seat, my only solace was that, if he were to wreck it, then I'd have get out of jail free cards with him for the next 2 years. So I was okay. I was willing to risk my life for that. Could be like, hey, Chris, we're not going to be able to get you the GT3 until Saturday. Sorry, you rolled me in a car. We'd be okay. But yeah, it really did. All things considered, the size of that vehicle, the weight, and the fact you could drive it off the factory or showroom floor with a warranty and everything, and then go immediately off road and hoon it the way we did. Really impressive. And we slow speed crawled up things. We came down super dramatically. Yeah, really impressive. I think let me see if I can bring this up without having any sort of
Why don't you just take this off?
because they see everything that's on this screen. They don't see what's on the TV.
If they want to steal your COVID card, they can.
not very high res because our internet's not fantastic here, but I was like, there's no way you're going to make it up this, Chris. And he was like, of course it will. I mean, that's like side-by-side stuff. And it's just like...
That's hilarious. It was like, doo-doo-doo, just hopped right up.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a dope picture. Oh, it's a video?
This was kind of hard to tell, like, how dramatic this drop-off was, especially with, like, the lighting and the resolution and stuff. But he actually wanted me to come out and spot him on this. And it just fluttered its way back down. And I'm, like, trying to walk backward down this hill. And it did everything. And of course, you'll see his POV driving and everything, where his hands are all over and stuff. I mean, we had a lot of fun. It was really quite good. We aired the tires down, and yeah. So I was impressed.
That's his special favorite thing, is going there and off-roading.
Yes, yeah, it really is. What else? Oh, I was gonna say regarding the transmission. He never manual shifted it once while we were off-road, and that's because the 10-speed, the ratios are so close. You hear it shifting, it's like burr, 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 burr. He's like, there's no point in me paddle shifting because I would never be fast enough. Just let it do itself automatically, which is fine, but it just kind of shows you that it's like too many gears.
Yeah.
Right. It's also, there were a few times where he was like, I wish it were a little bit faster. Then there were other times he was like, I guess that's okay. But I see what he means. That like sometimes you're like, whoa, this really puts you back. And there's other times where like it's not. There's room for a Raptor R, essentially.
You think they'll do one?
No.
Bronco Raptor R? No.
Mm-mm.
I was driving next to a Raptor R on the way to Chicago in the Ioniq 5.
We were driving next to a Raptor R on the way up to Hollyoaks.
It looked like a press car, but I doubt it was. But it must have just been like a pre-production engineer car.
Yeah, because I don't think they're like.
I don't think anyone's driven one yet. No.
I don't think owners have them yet either, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah. So Bronco Raptor, pretty darn cool, and it is the type of car that I would talk shit about. Because like I didn't love the GT500, I didn't love the F-150 Raptor, but I do like.
I loved the GT500. I thought the GT500 was sweet.
Also, if people are calling the Bronco Raptor Braptor, would the F-150 Raptor be Fraptor?
Raptor, like Frappuccino?
Or like, yeah, pretty much. Raptor.
Perhaps.
Get you a Frap, and then the F-150 Raptor R would be the Fraptor.
Raptor.
This week at Daily Motor Headquarters, we have nothing.
Cool.
There's a lot going on right now.
Time for the co-part segment.
The Detroit...
No, that's not true. We do have a car this week. We have one car this week.
What is it?
The GT3.
You're right.
We have a Porsche GT3.
I've like blocked that out of my mind because
we don't have it till Friday or Thursday or Friday or whatever, whenever he's giving it to us. Thursday.
Yes, you're right. Can't forget, we have the press car that I've probably been looking forward to the most ever. GT3, Porsche 911 GT3 with a manual in guards red. I have to be careful that like I don't have my expectations too high, but I think it's pretty safe to have them pretty high.
Yeah. Tom Tedward was telling me that you will be going around a corner in that car, and it's if you're doing a quick like switch, like you're doing in a fast left corner and you immediately switch to a fast right hand corner, like if you're doing like an S, he said it's like mind-boggling how you go from one place to another and you're like, holy shit, like did that just happen? Like am I already in the other corner? Like he said that the front end on that car is just unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, I imagine the Topher probably. See if he has it yet. McCall. Hey. Chris, you are live on the Daily Motor Podcast, and we're both eager to know if you've taken delivery of the 911 yet.
We're looking at the front right now.
Is it you and Dave?
It's me and Tom.
Oh, very cool. So you haven't driven it yet. You're just admiring it.
Oh, we've driven it a lot.
How is it?
It's a GT3. It's pretty epic. I mean, it's about as good as you would expect.
Cool.
A lot of amazing engineering.
Nice. Very nice.
Pretty awesome.
What's the red line?
9,000 RPM.
Oh.
Yes. All right. Cool. Well, we were just.
Guards red.
Yep. Yep. We're talking about
Stay tuned.
how much we're looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, I bet.
Cool. When are you gonna put your Bronco Raptor Hollyoaks video up? Are you gonna wait on that one, or is it gonna be a quick one?
The next couple of weeks. I've edited my street drive. So
Okay.
I'll probably put the off-road video up before,
Cool.
or I don't know, around the same time. Who knows?
All right. We were just telling the viewers about how good it was off road, so I was curious if they could see it soon. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to get that up sooner than later. So
Right.
yeah, GT3 is pretty awesome.
All right. Well, great. We'll touch base with you more this week. We just wanted to hear the sneak peek.
Okay.
All right. Have fun.
All right, see you guys.
Bye. Cool. I get excited when Chris gets excited.
He
as I'm
probably
sure you
like
do too.
the Navs person was pulling in. He's like standing in his driveway.
He's like his dog. Yeah. Like it's here. It's here. Yeah. That's really cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I like when he's excited about cars.
Yep, I'm excited. Yeah, you and I'm pretty excited this week because since that is the only press car we're gonna have, and Chris is having it for the first half of the week, and then you and I will get it, split it. That means the rest of our week can be taken up by driving the Roadster, which we now know has a powered top,
Which works.
which works, is very cool. And we also have my Escape, which I'm excited to just keep burning through the first tank on. And I get to ride my motorcycles. You're gonna take your Cobalt out, cycle
Perhaps.
some fluids in that.
We'll see,
maybe.
yeah. We'll just
but
drive everything this week.
right.
I also have a lot of editing to do though. So I may lock myself in the house for like 2 days.
Maybe you still need a way to get home.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever. But I'm just saying that I may like be not driving anything for 2 days because I might just be like editing.
Yeah,
I have a lot of editing to do.
fair enough.
Charlie works me really hard and I never have time to leave my house. Kidding. Or am I?
Find out next week.
Is it time for the Copart segment
I
yet?
think it's time
Because
for the Copart
okay,
segment.
good. Because I have a lot of vehiculars and I have a really good one that I want to start out with because I don't know if we've ever discussed this car before. I think maybe we have. But I thought maybe we could purchase it because the buy it now on it is only $650.
Tempting, although you and I don't have any money, so.
That's true. We don't have any money yet.
Right.
It is 537 299 62.
This, for those of you listening, is a 2007 Pontiac G6 GT.
And you didn't notice the most important part about this car.
That it's smashed in the front? The whale tail?
No.
What am I? It's red?
No.
Tan interior?
No.
It's a coupe?
No, it's not a coupe. It's a convertible.
Oh, it's a convertible.
It's a hardtop convertible.
It's a hardtop. What happened here?
I don't know. I think it caught on fire. Like the top motor caught on fire.
So it might not be a hardtop convertible anymore.
It may just be a permanent hardtop.
It might be a hardtop coupe. Wow.
Yeah, so this was a weird car that they made back. I don't think they made it for a couple of years. There were so many variants of the G6.
They really milked this platform.
They milked that platform. They did a sedan, obviously. They did a coupe, and they did a convertible, which is not very common unless we're talking, like BMW, Mercedes, Audi. They obviously do that sort of thing. But Pontiac really went for it. They also did a GXP version of this car.
I was going to say
with the whale tail and
the
all.
GXP would be forced induction, right? Whereas this would just be NA.
No, I don't think it was forced induction.
I thought it was your motor, the Cobalt SS
No,
motor.
I think it was just a V6, an NA V6. The G or the Solstice had my motor. The
Okay.
Solstice GXP.
Ooh, there is a check engine light.
Oh no!
How is this thing run and drive? It clearly does not drive.
Look at looks like they drove on the wheel. The wheel is like broken.
Yeesh.
However, the frame rail is fine.
It is cool, but not cool enough. Good find though.
Yeah, thank you. I went to college with a girl that drove one of these, but it was debadged. The whole back of it was totally debadged. It was just like smooth. So
Kind of like you'd like to do to the Ioniq 5.
mhm.
Also, this is an Ohio car with a salvage title.
Yeah, the proportions are so weird. It looks like a shoe from this angle. Don't you think? Mhm.
Looking up the G6 GXP.
Yeah, 3.6 V6.
Okay. So this is
They did a sedan version of it too.
this motor is the same one we just saw in that GT 3.9 liter V6. Replaced the GTP.
I was going to say they also, so another connection to the G6, my buddy in high school had a GTP manual G6. A lot of electrical problems, but other than that, he liked the car quite a bit. I mean, it was his first car, so.
Okay.
He now drives a Civic Si.
Better.
So, which I helped him source. He's like, I need to get rid of this damn stupid American car that just keeps, and I was like, Civic Si.
There you
So
go.
he wanted to have a manual still, and I was like, oh, Civic Si is perfect, and he listened to me.
It's funny you say that way because I've often said, and actually Jalopnik did a very similar article like this, and so they probably stole it from me out of my mind. But you could really just have 6 cars on the new car market. Like everyone could just be required to pick from 6 cars. You could pretty much have F-150, Honda Accord, Civic Si, pick 2 more. I mean, a Toyota Sienna, and what other car needs to exist?
Highlander.
No, that doesn't need to exist. Seriously, you don't need a crossover. You have a minivan and a truck. You pick. Did I say Miata yet?
No.
Miata. Here's your convertible.
McLaren 720S.
No, you're wrong.
That's the 6th one.
Oh, well, sorry. CX-5 would be in there. CX-5, F-150, Accord. Actually, you could take the Accord out and replace it with the CX-5. You could have CX-5, F-150, Civic Si, or even just the normal Civic, and Miata, and Sienna. That's all you need. No one else ever needs another car other than those 5. Because think about it. If anyone walks up to you and asks, like, I want to buy a truck. F-150.
Hey, go buy a truck then.
Yeah. Walks up to you, hey, I want...
This is socialism, I think, is what it is.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. I have a car that you'll be very intrigued by.
Okay.
And it's in Ohio, so it has a salvage title.
Of course.
But I'll read you the number here.
Cars in Ohio just get salvage titles
as
by
soon as they
default
cross the border.
because they're immediately shittier.
578-670-62.
This, ladies and gentlemen, now this is more my
Yeah, I was
speed,
going to say.
is a 2011 Nissan Leaf SV.
And
So
I
it's
can't
not
work
even a
out where the
base model.
damage is. Cannot work it out. You see any
Front
damage
end.
on this car?
It could be underneath.
I suspect they ran something over and bent like the subframe or something.
Either that or it's just the charge port door and they don't know how to close it properly.
Okay. It does have some rust. As you get to the picture of the quarter panel, you'll see that this was definitely at a body shop at one point because there are body shop markings on the car.
Oh.
So
Maybe they decided that it wasn't
you
worth
can
fixing.
see all the body shop marking, all the
Yeah.
red marker.
That's some big damage right there. Yeah, rust. Okay, yes, I see that.
Good thing they wrote rust. You wouldn't have known what it was.
Says it runs and drives though. Estimated retail value of $8,600. That's optimistic.
That's when it's fixed.
I know, but
obviously.
that's still optimistic even for a properly running Nissan Leaf.
It's only got 62,000 miles.
That's a lot for a Leaf because you can only drive them like 60 miles at a time.
Oh,
Or
really?
they need to be charged. Yeah. Yeah, this generation they've degraded a lot. Pure sale current bid at $1,200. Eligible? Yes. No, it'd be like
Okay.
over $2,000 by the time you get it. If it were in Detroit, I'd be a little more tempted.
I have another vehicle for you.
Okay.
I'm not interested in this, and I don't even know what it is, but I know that you will. Well, you
So
might
it's a
not be.
motorcycle.
Yeah. 499
Probably-
794 62.
I am predicting it's going to be a wrecked Ducati.
Brand that you love very much.
Oh wow, this is a Bergman.
What is an AN 650 K3?
I'm quite convinced it's a Bergman.
Why is it also it's like covered in shit?
Yeah.
That's just a Copart thing.
Yep, it's a Bergman. These are actually very cool.
Why?
It's kind of
It
like
has 2 cylinders.
It's kind of like the Peggy of motorcycles.
Oh, it does look like a minivan.
Mhm.
It's like if you had to make a minivan motorcycle, that's what it would look like.
Yeah. They used a pretty unique version of a CVT, if I'm not mistaken, to like it's like a lockup CVT.
So it's a moped, basically.
Oh yeah,
it's
a
like a
scooter.
big moped.
It's a scooter, is what it's called. See how you step through it. And this one was owned by a degenerate, clearly, because aftermarket speakers have been installed. Surprisingly enough, how can I say this properly? Individuals of the more thug life persuasion actually really like scooters like this.
Really? Why? Just because they're big and they look like motorcycles?
Yeah, and you can pick them up relatively cheap for what
This
you're
one's
getting.
$400.
They're very easy to drive. They're automatics too, and fewer and fewer people know how to drive manuals, as you know, these days. And you can fit them out with big degenerate speakers like this, and they're quite comfortable.
Why don't you buy it? It's $400.
Because it looks like
It does look like it was underwater for some time.
Yeah. It's not even a run and drive.
I think maybe the next vehicle is a run and drive.
I have kept my eye out for Bergmans though, so good call on this one.
So this other...
Wait, we're not done with this. You could even get a Bergman executive model that came with wood paneling.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay then.
it was in Flint too. Yeesh. Buy it now for $400.
All right, next one.
Okay.
567-850-72.
This, those of you living at home, is the same car that you just gave me. No, it's not. Oh, Chris, this is a Goldwing. Great find. What do we got? And it's run and drive. This will sell for like... What's going on here?
Is this also a scooter?
No, this is a flat six. This is a Porsche.
Oh, it's a 911.
Mhm.
Or is it a Cayman? Because it's probably mid-engined.
Too heavy to be a Cayman. But you're right, it is mid-engine.
You think this? How much do you think it weighs?
About 800 pounds.
Estimated retail value $7,565. It's a 2003.
Hmm?
All right. Goodbye to the mouse.
Oh, look at how accurate I was. 811 pounds dry weight.
You're such
Which
an
wet weight is
enthusiast.
probably like 900 pounds. Yeah, this is it's got a 360 view too. Look, you got the big CB radio antennas, so it was clearly owned by a boomer. These are very boomer bikes.
Yeah. Why do you think it's at Copart? That's what I was going to ask you, actually. I couldn't work out why it was at Copart.
Jarring 360 view. Why don't they just do a video rather than uploading many photos? Anyway, why was this at Copart? Let's see. Well, it says 0 miles, so that's not a good start.
I
Probably
think it was
doesn't.
underwater.
It could very well be a flood. Yeah, but it says run and drive, but why isn't it running? Strange. They might not know how to start it. As we know, the Copart employees aren't always of the brightest mind. Gas, 6 cylinders. I got that right. Burgundy road/stir for the body style. Interesting. I'd pay up to like $2,000 for this bike probably. I've always wanted a Goldwing.
What is that seat? Is that for Alyssa?
Yeah, it's a huge, comfortable back seat, but you see this is a little backrest for the driver to have.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's a big back seat. You can actually get airbags on this bike. Not this generation, but the newer Goldwings. You could get an airbag that like keeps you contained if you get in an accident. Cool. There's some crack right here. You know what? I think this whole
I think it
fairing
got
is
laid
broken.
down. Like it fell on its side or something.
I think it hit something from the front. Because look, this whole fairing is cracked right here.
Oh, he could have maybe has like some suspension damage.
Could have and it could have frame damage. Remember
Oh,
the
true.
Grom? You know, this whole front fork could be pushed up, and this is such a complex bike that
Oh, yeah, that's cracked right there.
The fairing is cracked. Yeah, bikes are tough because if the frame got slightly bent, then yes, it could be a run and drive,
But it's yeah.
doesn't drive properly. Still, you could part this bike out and probably make a few grand.
Yeah, and it wouldn't take up much room.
Still has a license plate on it. That's not common for a
No,
Copart
it's
vehicle,
not.
is it?
That must not be on purpose.
Wait, let's just throw the VIN in real quick to Google and see if we see anything else about it. All right. Well, good find. I'll have to put that on my watch list. Where am I?
Watch.
Okay.
I've got we're switching back to a car. 568 139 02.
This is a 1995 Ford Probe GT. You've been on a Probe kick lately. Have you been missing your old Probe?
Maybe.
Okay.
This one's terrible. Don't buy this. No one should buy this one. I just wanted to show a Probe.
Pure sale. We could buy it for $500 after taxes and fees and everything. If we want it for $250.
Problem is, it's an automatic.
Yeah, this is a pretty undesirable spec, Chris.
Yeah, it is.
I like
And
how
it's like in terrible condition outside of being wrecked.
It is cool in that blue though.
Yeah, that's the color that my buddy's was in high school. He's got a black one now, but
Gotcha.
his high school probe was that color. And it looked just like that too because it was so faded. Like it looked just like this.
Yeah, Ford probably
It wasn't this faded, but it was.
I see. Ford
Yeah.
probably didn't use the most expensive paint back then. Great. Well, thank you, Chris, for all the great Copart vehicles.
I hope you enjoyed the motorcycles.
I did. Yeah, that Goldwing is tempting, I will say. And thank you all so much for listening and or watching. We will be back next week to pretty much just spend the entire podcast.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about next week? The
911.
GT3, yeah.
We're just going to
And our personal cars.
and our personal cars. That'll be a lot of fun. Also, I don't know if I've announced on the podcast, but Chris and I are recording a special video on the Escape, which is going to be a lot of fun. I think you true daily motor enthusiasts are going to enjoy this. So I have my Copart Ford Escape, which was purchased on this podcast, essentially, in a similar sort of way. And it's a running, driving car. It's excellent.
Fixed.
It's the best
It's
330,000 mile car I've ever driven.
Yeah.
Chris and I stumbled upon a listing recently. I'll actually just bring it up since anyone who's watching right now is just William, and he won't.
Hey, William.
He won't mind seeing this. Let's go to.
Is it going to be that motorcycle that you just showed me?
Yeah.
Why is that Escape only $1,000?
Probably because
Can we just check it real quick?
yeah, it's probably 140. Needs new transmission. That's why. Four-wheel drive.
And the taillights busted out. Oh, we have taillights.
We have taillights. Yeah. Sure. I'll save it. Less than an hour ago. That actually might not be. We could go get the trailer right now and
I was gonna
scoop
say
it.
the trailer's here.
Okay.
Tow it with the Raptor.
Good, couldn't we?
Does the Raptor tow?
Probably more than the Maverick. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Good bike. Look,
Wow.
Like when you search for good bike, it doesn't even come up. I'll have to go to my saved listings here. Place you guys can see what I save. Spoiler alert: it's most of motorcycles.
Saving what? Here's a moped. Look at this thing.
And a surprise for Alyssa not to look. That's like a real moped though. I don't.
Price for Alyssa.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her a latte machine because she said I'd like to get a
Oh.
latte machine. I've been fighting her on it for a long
Is she
time.
listening right now?
Probably not. Alyssa, if you're listening, you're getting a latte machine at some point. Anyway, I stumbled across this listing.
I didn't know you were going to show this one. I thought you were going to show the one from today.
Oh, no. This one.
This one's even better.
So for those of you listening, it's what I can tell is a Kawasaki KLR 650, which is a very great bulletproof sort of adventure bike. The title of the listing simply says, "Great Bike." That's all it says. And then the description is, "Bike with title. Runs great. Need front shield. That's all. 6-gal tank. 2012. The photos consist of 4 photos.
With grease on the camera lens.
Yes, this is
Or just like an ancient Android.
and the bike's just sitting out in some yard somewhere. It looks like a good condition bike though. It's got a nice Corbin seat. That's an aftermarket seat that's worth a few $100s and a little tank bag. Switch to the next photo. It's the front of the bike. It actually shows pretty good condition. And then you get to the third photo that comes up, and it's a rear 3/4 shot. Again, you can see the rear tire, good shape. Rest of the bike looks good. You see the license plate, which looks, is that a Q, Chris? It's QJ091 from Michigan. Very clearly. And then the last photo.
Oh, this is, yeah. So we're going to have to get you some cigarettes, Charlie.
I have a fake cigarette at home. I
Oh,
can
do
use
you?
that.
Okay.
Yep. We've got the bike completely from the rear. The owner, presumably the person taking the photo, is holding his hand up. You can see the back of his hand with a half-burned cigarette in between the fingers, covering what he thinks is the license plate. But he's actually not even covering the lettering of the license plate.
No, the bike is covering it.
Yes, the bike itself and the fairing is covering the license plate, but he has his hand up looking like he's trying to cover the license plate, even though if his hand, if the bike weren't covering the plate, you could still see all
I
of
have
the
a
letters.
good one. Remember the one, that Focus I sent you where the guy had his hand up and there was not even a plate on the car? I wonder if I can find that. You can keep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all of this was to say, I sent this listing to Chris, and then we came up with the idea that we're going to create 2 Facebook Marketplace listings for my 330,000 mile Ford Escape. Excuse me. Chris is going to do a proper listing. He's going to take many good photos, probably at golden hour, really nice looking. We're going to wash it, make sure it's looking good. He's going to get photos of all around the exterior, the interior. It's going to be a good listing.
Yeah, it'll be like a proper.
It's not going to be
like,
over the top. We're not going to make it like comical.
No,
it's just going to be like what if you wanted to sell a car,
right?
As a big brain individual, what would you do to sell it? He's going to have the mileage listed. He's going to have proper contact information, punctuation, etc. Then I'm going to do what we're calling the degenerate listing. It's just going to be 2 photos. It's going to be poorly lit, improperly cropped.
Can you touch your camera a bunch before you take the video?
Yeah, it's going to be dirty camera lens. Maybe a little bit of my finger in the camera lens for one of them.
Are you going to cover the...
I'm going to be covering the license plate area with something absurd, but there's not even going to be a
Use
plate.
your foot.
Yeah, my foot
With
not covering the plate. Some sort of cigarette somewhere, but we're going to have the same list price.
Yes.
And my description is just going to be trash. It's just going to be the title of the vehicle is going to be something like yes, because I do have the title, and then it's going to say something like great car, but spelt GRATE. Great car.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that'll
needs nothing.
And what I'm also curious to see is, for one, the volume of replies, but also the
caliber of
Yeah.
replies. I'm curious as well. Are we going to get better replies to Chris's ad? Are they going to be like, hi, I'm interested in the car. Like, when could I set up a time to come look at it? Or some good questions like, what's its damage history or anything like that? Do you have any service records? Whereas, am I going to get things of just, hi, is this available? And then like, you take trade for bike and $2,000 and that sort of thing.
So I think should we have this as like a competition to see who can sell it? Or I guess not, because you don't necessarily believe in the degen ad.
But if the degen ad works,
If the degen ad works, then
I'm never going to put any effort into selling a car ever again.
Yeah.
If the degen ad works, we need to do a double or nothing with one of Keone's cars, like the Sable or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So keep your eye out for the next few weeks, because Chris and I are going to film this week, and then maybe we'll sell a great car.
I think you should put yes as the title, because
Yeah.
that always cracks me up.
Yep.
Because if you're unfamiliar with what
Which I was until
with
today.
what we're talking about, is when you're listing an item on Facebook, there's the first box that you go to is the title, for you to put the title,
listing title.
The listing title. So say you're selling, you'd put 2008 Ford Escape Hybrid, right? Some people interpret it as, do you have a title? So they put yes.
Yes, I do indeed have a title. Yeah. We call these people degenerates. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Tune in next week to hear how much we love the Porsche 911 GT3. And hopefully mid next week or so, we'll have our listing video up. Oh, although I don't know if I'm going to make a 2-part or not, but then
No, do it. Yeah, do it. You can, well,
maybe we'll do a 2-parter. We'll see.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Because part of this is also going to be filming the replies and who shows up.
True.
Also, when people show up, are you and I going to have to dress accordingly? Like, you show up decently nice, well kempt. You meet them in a good location, like front lot or something, good lighting. And then when I meet them, does it have to be like, I'm dressed like shit? I like don't shake their hand or like introduce myself, and I'm just like, hi. Here's the key.
Yeah. Car gets stolen.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's covered. I've got insurance on it now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Progressive. It's a good car. We're going to get out of here and go get some food. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. We're Chris and Charlie with Daily Motor. And as always,
degen on.
or don't.
Yeah, definitely don't. Please.